Today on Rust Bucket Adventures, we're going to talk tires. More specifically, buying used tires off of, like, say, Facebook Marketplace. So what you normally are looking for is you'll see a posting, and it'll give you the size of your tires and stuff, and they'll give you a view of this, and they'll show you the tread, and they'll typically stick in a penny or some type of a coin, and try to show you how much tread's left on it. Your best bet is to have a tread depth tool. Basically, we can see here that it's got a red zone, which means the tires are pretty well worn. Yellow is you're going to need to replace them, and then typically in the 30 seconds, it's from 5 seconds up. You might find snow tires that are 13, 14, 15, 30 seconds, maybe even higher. But what you want to do is you want to when you go to see the tires, you're going to want to pick a point in the tread depth in the tread, stick it in, and then we're going to look at it here, and we can see on the 30-second it's about 30 seconds, and these tires have about 15,000 miles on them. So 30 seconds here, and we can come over a different part of the tread, and we can take a look, and this one's like 30 seconds. Might have been hitting on a wear bar, and you can see in here there's this is a little bit higher than down below. Typically in the treads there'll be wear bars. It'll let you know that you've reached the limit. So one of the really important things is that you don't normally see on the listings is this. We'll rotate this around here. It's this one inside this oval. It says 4722. So what 4722 is, it's actually the week of the year and the year that this was made. So this was made in the 47th week of 2022. So it puts it November, somewhere in November. So these are relatively new tires. One of the things you need to watch out for with tires is people will be selling tires that look brand new on the outside. There may be some checking in the tires. They've hit them with tire shine. They look brand new, but when you see that date code, they're 8, 9, 10, 12 years old. And those tires are no good. After about 6 years, I get a little leery. 8 years, I want to replace them. Typically, they're hard. They don't wear. They don't ride as well. And a lot of places will stop touching. If your tire is down below 30 seconds, they won't touch it. Like Discount Tire or Bell Tire. Yeah, there's others. They won't touch it if it's below the 30 seconds. And if they're over 10 years old, they won't repair flats. It's done. The tire is just done. It needs to be thrown away and replaced, because the tire, the carcass itself, this inside of here, it looks like it's just rubber on the outside. Inside there's steel belts and bands, aramid fibers. Some of them have Kevlar in them. All that degrades. So we'll show you some tires that don't look so bad. They have decent tread depth, but they're really old. We'll show you that in a minute. Another thing about taking a look at tires when they're mounted on rims, sometimes you'll see a yellow dot or a red dot. The yellow dot stands for the lightest part of the tire. So these tires are built radially. They've got belts on there, things are laid in, and this will be the lightest point in the circumference of the tire. And what you want to do is mount it to the heaviest part of the wheel. And where's the heaviest part of the wheel? It's typically right where we have the valve stem, and in this case, it's the TPS monitor. It's on the inside of the wheel, measuring our tire pressure, talking back to our computer and showing us our little tire low light inside. So some cars have a red, will have a red dot. What the red dot means, that's the lowest height of the tire. That's the flattest spot. And typically, wheels aren't perfect. You know, they are round, but they're not perfectly round. And so there'll be like a low spot and high spot on the rim. And what you want to do is, you know, if it doesn't have the yellow dot, but it does have the red dot, what they need to do is they line up the red dot with the highest portion on the rim. So when they're putting on the machine, the rims, they go in and out. And, you know, depending whether it's a centric to the hub or if there's a ring on the inside and it's centric to that ring, or if the studs are what's actually centric. So what they do is, and the red dot takes precedence over the yellow dot. You'll notice this one doesn't have a red dot. So they this one only has the yellow dot, and that's lined up. We'll show you another vehicle that has a red and a yellow dot. So in this vehicle, you'll notice it has a yellow dot, which should be lined up here, but the red dot needs to take precedence. So the red dot is the lowest point of the flattest spot of the tire, so that needs to get lined up with the highest spot of the wheel. So hopefully it'll balance out over the wheel. So if you have a yellow dot only, that should be lined up here. If you have a red dot, you'll just have to trust that the tire installer lined it up with the highest spot, lowest spot of the rubber to the highest spot of the wheel. So just a little bit more information about car tires that you probably didn't want to know. Okay, here we got a Continental tire. It's 235/55/17. Tire's really not in bad shape. Still got, you know, plenty of tread. Still got plenty of tread. And come over here and check this out, and looks like we're, you know, 5:30 seconds. Oh, it's more than that. It's like about 8:30 seconds actually. I was looking at 5 millimeters. There's that. I can come across here. Here's 7:30 seconds. So it has plenty of life left on the tire. Somebody could shine it up and stuff. But again, here's our problem. Right here. That's a 6-year-old tire. And what's happening is, if you look really close in here, you can start seeing the cracking in the treads. It's starting to come apart. So it may look good, it may shine up, but we're starting to get parts of the tire cracking and separating along the seams and along the edges. So gotta really be careful. Watch out for that date code. And that's about all I'm gonna talk about. Okay, here we got a set of old snow tires. Yeah, they're pretty much gone. You can see there's cracking in between the treads and stuff. Yeah, these been stored outside, so they are definitely not any good. We can come over here. We can hit them with the tread gauge. You can see it's we're right at the yellow mark. So, I mean, these would still be considered good tires. But we come down here and take a look at the date code. We're the 45th week of 2009. You're looking at a 15-year-old tire. This thing, no good at all. Doesn't matter if it had the nubs on the side and somebody cleaned this up. This tire is shot.